Oh, I forgot I can talk. Can you hear me okay? Hi, P&Js. Oops, not mute. Hi, P&Js. Hi, Henry. Um, Henry, can you do the thing you do, posting links? Because I'm not set up very good out here. And I hope people visit each other out here. This is weird. I talk to myself all the time, but I don't stop to think, hi, Neil. Thank you. I know, Neil, you at the work. But thank you for popping in. Thank you. And if you guys, I was going to do this unboxing online while I was on here, but I couldn't wait because it's warmer out here than I thought it was. I was sitting inside the air conditioning inside, and I thought, well, I'll just pop out here and try and see if my internet works better out here. Um, so on Ginger, not for nothing Homestead, um, reviewed one of these fans. She was given one of these fans, and I thought it would be great for my camper, and so I ordered one. So thank you, Ginger, for this recommendation because I just unboxed mine. It's charged and ready to go. Um, PJs, I'm not camping. I'm just sitting out here in the driveway. But when I try to join people on their lives when I'm in the house, um, everything is delayed so bad. And I think that that's because my house is sheet metal all the way around, like a barn. And so I think it makes um, my internet real laggy. And so I have trouble being live from inside, I think, is the problem. So I thought I would come out the camper in the driveway and I thought I would come out here and give it a try, but I didn't think it was so hot yet. So, you guys, I'm gonna after the live, I'm gonna try to remember. I'm so excited you guys are here. Think about it. I'm gonna try to put the links to their channels. Oh, see, my connection is unstable already. Okay. So my connection out here might not be any better. I don't know. Am I still here with you guys? Okay. You guys give me a shout out if this stops. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Everybody go visit Henry's channel too. Henry, make sure to put your link. Henry does the most awesome, um, oh shoot, my vocabulary problem. Webcam, game cam pictures in his area in Vermont. And he catches turkey and bear and deer and all that stuff. So I'm so excited about that. Um, I like to see his wildlife, especially the bear. The bear is pretty cool. But then the turkeys, um, they're really cool to see too. So Henry, make sure to put your link up there, and I hope people visit each other. And if you have similar interests, I hope you guys subscribe to each other. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Yes, P&Js. So P&Js right now, I can't remember your names. I'm so terrible at name recall. Can you put your name in here? I know it starts with the P. Oh, that's helpful. Um, yes, I agree. He has a great channel and it's so awesome. Paula, I would have guessed it right. Thank you, Paula. Paula and Jason. Usually I guess I get the first letter correct, but then I don't get the rest of the name correct. Well, this is fun. You guys are here. Another thing I wanted to show. Did I bring them? Yes, I brought them. So I'm going to mess up names. I think her channel is Nicole Smith Gardening, and she's down somewhere where it's really hot, Texas, Oklahoma, and hot compared to here. And so she gets an early spring and she does this really awesome um, gardening channel. There's some kind of thing up here. Error. More than one ingestion is using primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion. I don't know what an ingestion is. Well, I know when I ingest something and I ingest too much, but I don't know what that means. Hmm. Am I still here? What I do with my phone? Okay. Oh, I better not curse then if I get frustrated. So I'll have to look up what ingestion means. I don't know what ingestion means, but there's a big yellow warning up there. Maybe that means I'm supposed to be watching myself on the phone too. I don't know. I'll look that up later. So Nicole Smith gardening. Um, she always has so many different gardening things, plants, and she drinks a yeah. I cuss a lot. I work with kids and I can manage to compartmentalize it. But when I'm on my own, it's not good. My mouth is not good. So Nicole Smith Gardening, she showed these terracotta waterers that you use by putting in the dirt and then water goes in here and then it slowly seeps out. And so I ordered some because I thought that, well, I was going on that mini vacation out to see my son and his girlfriend out east. And I thought I would get these in time, but I didn't get these in time. And I like wine, really sweet wines, but I don't drink enough of it to have a bunch of empty bottles. So I had my kids save me a wine bottle. Look at this ginormous, whoops, wine bottle. Look at that. So the idea is you fill the wine bottle with water or the bottle and you put it upside down and then you put it in the dirt in your by your plants and then the water seeps out. So I thought maybe that would help me keep from killing quite so many plants. So I'm going to give these a try. So thank you, Nicole Smith Gardening, for um, talking about these because that's great. I left one with my son and his girlfriend because she likes gardening too and she's getting started. So I left one there. I brought home their big wine bottle. I used to Nicole Smith. Oops, ooh, I don't know if I'm supposed to show labels. Nicole Smith, look good. I'm doing because of you. It's all your fault. Nice, Henry. That's good to know. I figured it would. I've tried to use those glass, hand blown glass kind of bubble balls, and then it's got the spike on it, and you fill that glass thing and you put that in there. But that always seemed to run out too quick or get clogged. And so I'm hoping that this works better. Now, everything I have out there, I've basically killed, and I have pepper plants from my Survival Seeds 2025, and they were doing really good. But we got a lot of heat, and then rain, 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 and then I thought, well, the rain is probably diluting the nutrients, and so I tried to give it a little bit of the peppers are in my green stalk, so I tried to put it a little. Thank you, Paula. I'm assuming it's Paula typing. Video quality. It's okay. Thank you, Paula. Um, so my peppers are in my green stalk, and they were doing really good, which is the first time I've ever really grown bell peppers. But um, I don't know if it's the heat. They're all wilted and dying. So I don't know if it's not enough nutrition because I gave her some. That's what I thought, Henry. I thought that the glass types didn't seem to work as well. And then some people do things like bury like 2 liter water bottles with holes poked in it. I tried that once in it up in the was it up in the tomatoes in the blueberry garden up the hill, which blueberry garden is what I call the area for someday because I keep killing the blueberry plants. Um, but I think I tried that up there and the water just ran out of the plastic bottles. So I'm hoping these work. I'm glad to hear that you've used them, Henry, and that you like them. That they work better than the glass ones. Um, yeah. So I had that show and tell. The fan that Ginger, the Kumbola fan that Ginger from Not for Nothing Homestead. Um, the waters and the wine bottles and the excuse to buy wine once in a while. Um, yeah. What else? Oh, my Kubey. The Knife Crew. Grumpy Grunt did not have his live stream today. I hope you feel better soon, Grumpy Grunt. He said he was under the weather. And so I thought I would hop on and give this a practice since I was up and moving around anyway. Um, I bought a Kubey knife. The I'm gonna get the name wrong. Dust Devil, I think. I'll put the information below when the live is over. Um, I bought it last year actually, and I put it here in the camper because I was going to keep it in the camper for like cutting meat and that kind of thing. I see the hearts. I always wondered if people could see the hearts. Nice. The little when you click, I don't know what the thing is called on there on the chat, and the little hearts go. I saw that. Cute. I never knew if people saw them. I'm so distractible. So I bought this. I believe it's a Tempest Knives design by. I'll put the links in the description after this is over. Fast Knives. What's his name? Why can I not remember his name? I don't know because I love so many of the knives. I've bought several knives from him, and I gave my son a knife from him. And I can't remember the names of those knives or the name of the guy. So stay tuned. Um, but I got this Dust Devil, I think is what it's called. And the handle comes in different names. It comes in a sheath. It has the little lanyard hole. It's about the size of a steak knife, give or take. Ooh, that's really close. Man, that looks huge. Um, Tempest Knives. Fast Knives is his channel. Tempest Knives are his knives. So I finally unboxed that when I took the camper to Connecticut. And I really like it so far. This will stay in the, thank you, Henry. This will stay in the camper for the most part, or the truck when I'm traveling. And then that way I have it if I need to cut foods or, cut whatever while I'm in the camper. And so far I'm really liking it. Oh, I forgot to bring the plantains. Off-grid world. She's a very nice lady. I'm not going to be able to tell you where she lives. I think it's in Canada. They're in an off-grid cabin. They've been working on getting a sink in. It was a cabin, that kind of thing. She does a lot of picking plants for herbal teas and, that spices and that kind of thing. And so that's something. Right, Henry. I thought about you that you were in Vermont and I was in Connecticut. Real quick trip up and back. I I went through Pennsylvania and then cut across. I went up. There's just a little bit of Maryland above me, So if Maryland runs here, I'm in West Virginia right down here. So I went up through Maryland and then up into Pennsylvania until about Scranton. And then I cut across to Connecticut, because the last time I went up there, I went to New Hampshire once and went up from Baltimore around New York on the Beltway or the bypass or whatever. And that traffic literally almost killed me. Like, those people are insane, worse than Baltimore drivers. No offense to any of you that's watching from New York. I think you guys are the people that almost ran over me on the outside of New York. Um, that drive was horrible, and I thought I'm never going to do that again. So going up through Pennsylvania and then across, it was up through Harrisburg, Scranton, I think, and then across. That drive was really nice. Hauled the camper, had a good time. It was an easy drive. So yeah. Um, the off-grid world, she's really super nice. And if you don't, they do drive crazy. Paula, the Baltimore folks, okay, so I drive a little Baltimore still. It's a bad habit I picked up. I'm much, much better up here. But I thought Baltimore drivers were horrible. Man, all the way up 95 from Baltimore, from New York down to through Baltimore and down to the beaches where everybody goes, Outer Banks or whatever. Terrible. And I did not want to mess with all that traffic with the camper, because I'm just learning how to pull the camper. Although this camper is awesome, it pulls so easy. So yeah, I went up through Pennsylvania and across. Off-grid world. She inspires me because I want to learn how to forage. It's hot out here, but it's not like, part of this is me and my age. So yeah, don't be concerned. But you know, that certain thing that happens. Um, so I realized I have two different kinds of plantains in my yard starting. One is the kind, I wish I would have brought that bag. One is with the stem, the broadleaf plantain, and it's got an entire stem of seeds. And so I picked some and I put those inside in a bag to dry. Um, and then I also have, I think it's called ripwort plantain, and it's the kind that has the long stem and then the little seed head at the top. And we always used to do something about had a baby and its head popped off and you fling the fling the head at people. So that's another kind of plantain. And so I've been spending a little bit of time studying up about those plantains, and um, I think I'm going to try to make them into a salve. Salve, however you pronounce, the creamy stuff in the jar that you can put on your skin. But first I have to dehydrate the leaves and then make them into a tincture or oil. Oils are for salves if you're adding them on your skin, is what I think I've learned so far. I believe that is. Thank you, Henry, because I love her. Let's see, hopefully my chickens are making a lot of noise. Hmm. Um, yeah, so I thought that, thank you, Paula. I thought that if I do something easy like a plantain and something like a salve that goes on your skin, that doesn't seem as scary to me as making something that I'm going to ingest. And the plantains are um, really, really easy to spot. They're not like some flowers that I think I'm going to confuse, or mushrooms other than morel mushrooms. Morel mushrooms are so easy to spot and identify because they look spongy on top and they're hollow on the inside. So, like, I can't imagine that I'm going to get confused on morels. But so the flowers I'm worried about. Sorry, if I use the wrong ratios, I love morels too. And when I was going through your playlist, Paula, I saw the morels. You guys were out there looking for them. Nice. I love them. They're so good. I wish they grew more often, or like a longer period of time. I wish they weren't so finicky. They taste so good. Um, it was learn to forage, and there, that finally came up. Yes, that's the correct channel. Um, Henry, thank you so much for posting that link. Um, some other kind of bird out there squawking. I don't know what kind of bird that is. Um, sorry. I get so distracted. Um, and I'm just all over the place. Hi to the lurker. It looks like somebody else is here. So hello. P&Js, you're very welcome. But like Henry, you have a channel that is fun to watch, easy to watch. I enjoy seeing what you guys are up to so much. It's just a matter of hi, foothills of Appalachia. Um, Henry, it's supposed to rain here too, and it's already 80 some degrees. When I first opened my weather bug or whatever, it didn't update and it said it was like 70. And I thought, oh, I can go outside real quick before it's hot. And no, it's already. Um, Good to see you, foothills of Appalachia. Woo. Um, Thank you guys for bearing with me while I'm just all over the place. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Paula. Yes, ratios. I'm just so worried about if I get the wrong ratio when I'm making something that's going to be edible or drops that I'm going to use. What are those called? Not essential oil. There's another word for it. Um, I just get worried about the ratios. And so I thought if I start with something easy like the plantains, then I'll be okay if I'm going to use it on my skin. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up Nicole Smith Gardening since I talked about her wine bottles. And I don't know how do people do this when there's 500 million people in chat? Holy cow, this is a lot to multitask. Um, so there's Nicole Smith at Nicole Smith Gardening, and I love watching her in her garden because her garden is always so cute and she's got so much stuff and she's always trying different varieties of things, tomatoes especially. Thank you, Paula. Because it's weird because I don't like to socialize. I don't like to socialize at all. I don't like to go out and go to parties or whatever, and everybody's saying, "Oh, what do you do for a living? Where are you from?" And because I can never remember the details, but I like you guys so much. There's so many good people on YouTube that it's nice to chat. I like to chat um, with you guys. Let's see. So when I was in here I am butt dialing again. Oh my gosh. At work, I butt dialed. Well, not butt dialed, but whatever you call it. So I work with special needs kids, mental health special needs kids, but a couple now and then have health special needs. And so I tend to work with the kids that have more of the anger issues and the tantrum hyperactivity, you know, those kind of issues. The but we have a bunch of little kids, other kids in our school that have pretty severe autism. They're nonverbal. We're trying to teach them how to communicate, either pointing at pictures or sign language, or, just trying to let us know what they want or need. And sometimes there's big tantrums, and, sometimes you might see I have scratches or whatever. And that's from the kids at work because they get so frustrated when they can't communicate. Well, the other day I had a little extra time, so I went down to the littles classroom, the nonverbal kids classroom, and I said, "Can I give any of the kids a break? Can I take anybody for a walk?" Because the kids love to get out of the classroom and take a walk. And so I was taking one of the nonverbal kids, little kids, for a walk. He loves to run, and I'm trying to get him to show me when he's ready to go down the hallway, and then we run. He doesn't show me because he's not making that connection yet. But then I say, "Okay, go," and we run. I don't really run, and we go down the hallway to the other end, and we stop. And I make a big deal of it. Yay, you're doing great, blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing all these weird noises and yelling. Then I'm like, "Do you want to go? Do you want to go?" At some point in there, because I had my phone, because the kid, I don't wear a watch, and I had to know what time to have the kid back to class. And I didn't know I was dialing somebody on Facebook for a video chat. And I think I had my hand over it. I don't know. But so here I am, sounding like a crazy person, running up and down the hall, making all kinds of noise, talking real weird. Yeah, yeah. So if I ever accidentally dial you guys on Facebook, I hope I never do, and sound crazy. That's what it is. And I apologize again to the person that I butt dialed during that commotion. Anyway, Henry, your daughter went to Roger Williams College to do same type of work. Now she's going to Southern Maine for her master's. Good for her. Good for her. Um, Good for her. It is hard work. It is not well paid work most of the time. Psychologists and psychiatrists get more pay than social workers and LCPCs, which are counselors. So it's not the best paid work. But I love it. I love those kids. I can't wait to retire because I want to be home and crochet or look for rocks or sit outside with the chickens. I cannot wait for retirement, but that's not because of the kids. I love the kids, and when we were off last week for the week, I miss the kids. Now, I don't miss getting scratched until I bleed or my hair pulled, that kind of stuff, bless their hearts. And I meant that not in the snotty, bless your hearts way. Um, love the kids, that I'm getting old enough, I'm ready to. So good for your daughter. Good for your daughter. Yes, we have biters. We have biters. Yes, we have biters. Um, we ours, confidentiality and all that. We have children who bite, and they're about chest high. And so if they bite, it's in the arm or it's in the chest, that kind of thing. But ours are not as bad as kids that might be in residential settings, um, and that kind of thing. So yeah, we get bitten sometimes. Um, until the kids start to learn to communicate one way or another, whether it's by pointing, by signs, by devices. You know, yeah, it's rough work. I have people tell me, go to the public school, go work in the public school. The kids in the public school need you. A lot of people want to work in the public school compared to the kids that Henry's daughter and we're working with. And I just love the kids so much. And they're so, you know, when they start making progress, you can see the appreciation and the attachment and that kind of thing. So I love the work, even though physically it's hard a lot of times. So Nicole Smith, I said the fan, Ginger, not for nothing, I said the Kubey knife. So I went to um, You guys might have seen my shorts. I did short videos of Mark Twain House and the old Newgate copper mine and prison. I see there's another lurker here. Hi, hi, welcome. Glad to see you. Um, so there's those short videos, but it was such an awesome time. It was so strange being in that mine and thinking about way back in colonial days and then a little bit after that, them digging in that mine in basically the dark and taking all the rocks above ground, whatever. And so I like rocks. Some of you guys know I like to look for rocks. So I have seen malachite necklaces and stuff at bead places where you buy beads to make jewelry and that kind of stuff. But I didn't think about malachite being something that has copper. So I believe I got those at the souvenir shop. So, those, I think those are the malachites. And then these are bits of copper that I think are partway through the smelting process. I don't know, because you can still see the green in there. And so, if they went through the heating process where the copper's coming out and the malachite's still in there. So I got those. And that was cool. And I got this little book about that. But the book, I'm using it for a mouse pad. I forgot to bring a mouse pad out. But this is kind of beyond my focus. This talks about how the people in the town all chipped in to own the mine at first, and who owned it and how they owned it. And so it's a little above my head as far as my focus. But then when we went to the Mark Twain house, I just got this book yesterday, Friday. The Mark Twain house was so beautiful. If you guys are ever in Hartford, Connecticut, and you like architecture or you like Mark Twain, this tour was so awesome. And the house inside, it's just amazing to think of the things they did way, way back. Like, I'm going to show you this one thing. This was the headboard of a bed. And those little cherubs, are those called newels? I can't remember what those are called. The finials? Newels. I don't know. The very tops of, on a stairwell, the banister, the end and the beginning, the very top, they made those so they screw off. And then the kids could play with them like these little wooden dolls. It was so cool. And to think that back in the day, they were carving like that. Like, how do you carve wood to that degree? I don't even understand it. It's just amazing to me. So I can't wait to sit down and read through this book. Henry, you've been there years ago? Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? Yes, P&J's, it's beautiful. So I love looking at touring houses like that. Like, I've seen Falling Waters, Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Waters. I'd like to see more, and I wish I understood more of the details. But this was really nice that my oldest son took me, and his girlfriend. My oldest son took me to the Mark Twain house while she had to go back to work. But they both, him and his girlfriend, took me to the mine. So I'm so thankful they took me to those really cool places to see. Speaking of sons, my logo should be my thumbnail on this video and is my little logo in chats. That little red logo. My youngest son does computer 3D game art and is real good with the computer and that stuff. So he made that logo and a blue one and a different one. So I'm really thankful, my youngest son. So thank you to him for making the logo. That's a cross between listen and thank you, wasn't it? So thank you, youngest son, for the logo. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. How do I how long I've been here. I don't know. Oh, there it is. 35, 52, 53. Yep. 35 minutes because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I don't want anyone ever to feel obligated to stay on, to watch, to use my Amazon affiliates. I don't ever want anyone to feel obligated. Oh, yes. P&J's, that's awesome that he did the logo for me. I love that. Um, Henry, yes, the Mark Twain house is haunted. So they're very particular, the tour guide people, that you are ready to start right on time. And they only take a small group of people. And when we started, it was just two of us, my son and I, because the others weren't there. And so we were getting a solo tour at first, but then they joined up. And it was a group of young kids. I thought that they were maybe closer to 16, 17, 18-year-olds. My son thought they were college age. He's probably a better guess. I don't know. Um, but one of the first questions they asked was if it was haunted. And then the guy did tell us a story about the one, was it the daughter that died there? One of the daughters, I think, that died there. So yes, there was some discussion about that it was haunted. I wonder if this book talks about it. Um, so I'm not interested in seeing ghosts and that kind of thing. Um, but I could imagine how that house could be haunted. I thought in the index it might say something about haunted or haunting real quick. Anyway, yeah, those kids were hoping to see a ghost or something or hear something. And I wasn't in no hurry to hear none of that. Um, yeah, so for show and tell, that's about all I got. Um, I have made progress on my oldest son asked for a camping blanket, wool kind of blanket, like we used to use for my little dogs. And so this is the progress I'm making on this. And I'm not trying to make it symmetrical. And this yarn is Fisherman's Wool by Lion Brand, I'm pretty sure. I got all the labels off over here on the balls because they fall off after you start to use them. So that's how far that project is. And I am really liking that. Um, when am I going camping? Well, so I'm not sure. There'll be another trip this fall to Indiana. Um, During our summer term, because our kids go to school year round, because they lose their anything that they gain if they were off for the summer, they would lose those skills. And so we're all year round. If we don't have a lot of snow days, we have 2 weeks off. Our time off is mostly when the kids are off, mostly. Um, so we have usually 2 weeks in June, give or take. But this year we had so many snow days and some flood days that we only had 1 week in June. And then August we get another 2 weeks. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So but in the summer term, June and July, the kids, well, the very end of June, the middle of July, and the very beginning of August. Is that how it goes? I don't know. Whatever. So for like 2 months in the summertime, the kids come 4 days a week, and we have Fridays for professional development. But then on those Fridays, there might be a chance that we get off early. If there's a chance, if we get off early one Friday, I want to take this to a nearby forest where I go camping and spend the weekend. So I'm hoping to do that. Um, and then back to see my youngest son sometime in August or probably in the fall. So my youngest son, my grandkids, they start back to school during the time that I have off in August. So they are not as available by the time that I have my August week off, so or 2 weeks. So, in other words, P&J's, I don't know when I'm going camping, and I'm the least scheduled person there ever is. And I know. And my kids and I, it drives, their significant others crazy, I think, because they were like, you think you can come see us in June? I think so. I don't know. And then, like a week ahead of time, I'm coming in June. And then we kind of finalize it like the day before I leave out because something always comes up, whether it's snow day makeup days, whether I don't feel well, something. So I just don't really plan very much. But I do have in the back of my mind if we get off early on a Friday, I'll come hook up the camper real quick if that forest isn't full of people. Like it would have been July 4th weekend, I wouldn't have gotten a spot because it's first come, first serve. But yeah, if we get off early one Friday, I'll quick hook up the camper and go because it's not far from here, and I'll go camping. So I can't wait for that. And with that, I'm hoping to have a site where I can go rock hunting because I want to get out there and look for more fossils. I took a little video. Oh my gosh. So I went to Connecticut and I knew it was going to drain me. And, my recovery time for doing things is just whatever. So I had planned on going to Connecticut for those 1 day of drive, 2 days of visit, and 1 day of drive. And then the rest of the week, I knew I'd probably just be here laying around recovering physically from that. But I did go to some local flea markets, and then because I'm looking for a piece of furniture. And then I stopped at this place where last year I stopped to rock hunt in this creek, and there's a video up of it somewhere. And I was so excited I was going to go wading. Well, as soon as I walked down and got on the first couple biggest rocks, there's a snake sunning itself. And then it got off the rock and I thought it'll swim away from me, right? Well, it came downstream kind of towards me, not like to attack me or whatever, but it was enough. I hurried up and left. So yeah, I was planning on getting some outdoor time without camping, but that snake scared me off from that time. The piece of furniture I'm looking for is all my yarn is still in tubs, and I have some up in the shed in wooden boxes. I have some up in the shed in cardboard boxes, and we have stink bugs and those fake ladybugs, those invasive ladybugs, the beetles, and whatever. And so I want to get my yarn out of plastic tubs and out of those cardboard boxes. I know, Henry, right? Just my luck. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. You can't add videos onto the tail end of live videos, can you? I could maybe figure out how to show the picture that little. It's not even like it was just a few seconds long, but there it was, sunning on a rock, and then it swam toward me. But I'm looking for like a curio cabinet with glass doors or a china hutch that's not long because I just have my house is only 640 square feet, and so my living room is 20 by 16, which sounds kind of large, but it's not really. And then I want to get this glass covered hutch to put my yarn in, because when I watch all the yarn channels, they have these like bookcases, and the yarn stores have these open cases where they have all their yarn, and it looks so beautiful. But I can't do that here because of the dust and the whatever. Intro video, maybe to a trailer. Yes. P&J's, I love your, are they trailers or they're your intro videos? You do little clips. I love those of yours so much, and I have it on my list of things to do something like that. And I thought, well, maybe like a couple of like a little slideshow of the shack when the shack was here, and then the house. I don't know. I can't seem to narrow it down to be short enough, but I love that idea. Thank you. All my snakes. So I'm looking for a piece of furniture to put my yarn in and to keep it behind glass to not let it get dusty or dog hair or whatever, because it's so dusty here. The wind is always blowing so strong in the dirt road. If the wind's coming that direction, it's the dirt road, and if it's coming up here, it's from the woods. Um, I love that, P&Js. You're very welcome. I love it when people have little trailers on or intros, outros, I don't know, whatever they are. I love it when people do that. And that's been on my list of something I've wanted to do for a while. I just don't get around to things very quickly at all. Um, yeah, so that's why I went around. I've been going around to flea markets because I want to get, I still have up to 30 inches wide that I can put a piece of furniture next to one of my bookcases and put my yarn in there. And then I would have so many fewer tubs, storage tubs. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't know. What are you guys up to today? Sunday. I don't think it's football season. No, it's not football season. What are you guys up to today? This fan. This fan has been blowing here, and this fan helps so much. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad Ginger was given a fan to review or whatever, and she showed it to us. Fan's very helpful. Henry says, P&J's Homestead Adventure. I bet your garden is doing well this year. Ours is with the heat and the rain. Nice. I'm glad your garden's doing good, Henry. P&J says, relaxing right now. Jason is helping a friend. I'm watching. Thank you for watching. And I'm not surprised Jason is helping a friend. You guys seem like very helpful people. That's one thing. I'm not social and I'm not a very good friend. As far as by the time I get off of work, I just go straight to bed. I don't visit very well. I don't call up people and say, come on over. I wish I was better at that because I have friends, Steve, Wendy, and Deb up here that I would like to visit and spend more time with. But I also wish some of you guys lived closer because that would be great to have a homesteading hangout group of people in real life if I could get over my antisocial behaviors. And by antisocial behaviors, I mean hiding like a hermit, not being naughty. Of course, a fly came in here now. Should be mowing lawn here. Yeah, Henry. I use the push mower just for a tiny section at a time, and I need to do between the front door and the chicken coop again. I still don't have the riding lawnmower fixed, but I'm not too stressed about it. I don't mind that a lot of my yard is grown way high in orchard grass, I guess one of the neighbors calls it. I don't mind that. I do need to do a better job of keeping is it pokeberry plants, those huge plants that get the purple berries that are poisonous. Those are coming more and more in my yard, and the thistles. I'm doing a little better job keeping the thistles cut back this year, but yeah, I should be mowing lawn a little bit better and getting weeds out of the way. I also, my water tank is full, my rain catchment tank, and I should take that and get that into the cistern today before it rains anymore since it's full. Well, I don't want to keep you guys too long because everybody's time is so valuable. Thank you for joining me for a practice um, live stream. It definitely seems to work way better out here than it does inside the house under all the sheet metal. I seem to have a way better connection out here. So that's good to know. I might have to try to join somebody's panel because that's how I noticed how bad my connection was. Every time I tried to join somebody's live stream panel, my lag was so bad that it was very uncomfortable silences and then talking over people. So I think this will be good. Maybe my live chat times will be from the camper. Have always thought about doing them outside, but the wind gets so bad here that I figured it would be hard to hear. Um, Paula, I'm glad you could make it too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Henry, thank you so much for posting the links for people. I appreciate that because I know that I enjoy people's channels so much, but maybe some people don't know the other people's channels. And so I'm glad that you posted the link so maybe we could see more channels that we would really like. So thank you, Henry. Thank you. I'm glad you guys were here. So I'm going to hopefully I'm gonna end stream. I tried to end stream one time on a practice video and it didn't look like it ended. So I'm gonna try to end stream. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Thank you for practicing with me. I want to do more live streams in the future. I have also thought about, I hate to say the word because then all the people come that don't know you. I've thought about some giveaways I want to do at some point. And so I need to learn how to live stream and then do the little spinner or the name comment pickers or whatever. So I have a lot to learn. So take care, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Happy Sunday. And to the people that come after the live in the replays, thank you for coming in the replay. I'll try to remember to put the links for those channels also below. Appreciate you guys. See you.